I'm gonna get him back.
After you do, I want you to promise me something. Promise me you'll kill him.
I promise.
Every mother, every parent could understand that reaction.
You realize in that moment that Monica and John are more alike than she'd care to admit.
It's as high stakes as Casey could possibly imagine.
Tate's been taken.
All the actors in that episode are dealing with that same fuse that's lit.
They know they were going for the heart of the family. I mean, it's one thing going for me, for Beth. As we see, she's tough as anything and is a survivor, but to go for Tate, it's like all bets are off now.
I think now that Tate has been involved by the Becks, the stakes are at their highest because this is a child who has nothing to do with any of these matters.
There is nothing on the planet that he would want to protect more, keep safe more than Tate. These guys taking his son is just so crazy, and he's willing to do anything that he needs to do to get him back.
This is gonna be the end of us.
It's terrifying.
Casey and Monica have been through so much, and the audience has been there through their ups and downs, mostly downs.
For me as an actor, it's really lovely to start to play Beth when her heart is engaged, especially with Monica and Tate.
You really get to understand how much trouble these fuckers are in.
But they have my grandson.
Look, I can't clean this up. How do we hide this?
There's not a lot of time, and so you see kind of people maybe acting at their best, trying to solve a problem, working on their highest instincts about what to do. The difference is they're working outside the law.
Everyone is becoming very aware of the danger of how far we've pushed this, how far he's taking it.
Oh! Where's my son?
Is it worth it?
Need to make an amendment to the trust, Beth.
So in the finale, we have the payoff for Rip. Well, she was given a letter by her father that he wrote, explaining to him that he sees him now as a son.
You know, he, I think, is just blown away. And I think so there's that kind of emotion to what John has done for him and how much it means to Rip. But I think also, you know, the beginning stages of it, her reading that letter, he's kind of confused by it.
He's saying it's yours.
He can't quite comprehend what he's being given. And John Dutton says to Beth, I know who loves me. I know who's loyal.
Calling Rip his son, I think he's so taken aback that he's like, did I hear that? Did that really happen? So I think, you know, obviously he wants to hear it again, and he realizes that he did call him. You know, that is you know, just tear-jerking and heartbreaking.
You told me it's
Yeah, babe. You sure did.
I love all my scenes with Cole and these two characters who are so broken and so wounded and so tough on all these tough exteriors.
I love you.
To now see the softness and how much this means to him and how much it means to her, it's starting to now be the most amazing love story.
I mean, she's fantastic. So, you know, as that scene progresses and we walk up onto the porch, it's just a beautiful moment between the two of us. There's the evolution of Rip and Casey. To really see our characters go from where they are in the beginning of this season and how much they're at each other.
They're sort of like brothers in a way, and have that sort of way of dealing with things that stupid boys can deal with things.
To have that wonderful kind of wave for us, and then to get to this place where it is all about Tate, but also, you know, there's a certain leadership that we both have in the family.
It just shows how far they've come.
How can I help?
And to have that moment just brilliantly dissected by Taylor Sheridan.
I'll dry your fire.
Just a perfect moment.
You know, all the days to ask this of you. It's ours today.
There's a great line that Taylor wrote is, you know, today's as good as any day, sir. The intention behind that is that you've given me something that, you know, maybe I do deserve, maybe I don't deserve, but the consistency of Rip's character was why I love him. And I think why a lot of people love him is that, you know, he is that loyal human being that people just don't see anymore in this world.
That was an important scene for us, a big scene, and it's ultra-violence.
Murders and corruption. I mean, we really are in this Wild West.
But the language that plays out against the violence is really, it's great language. It's great film language.
There's heaven. This your last chance to do something that just might get you in it.
Neil was a very formidable actor, and as written was a formidable character. It could go no other way than how it went.
We get into that house and they're telling me he's in the bathroom, but I shouldn't see him. And thinking about that scene for a month before we shot it and being like, how do I play that? Hey! As much as you want to like intellectualize how you're gonna play something like that, you can't plan for it, you know? This precious little person he's been trying to protect in a way that he might never have to deal with some of the things that I have to deal with emotionally and with the PTSD and all that kind of stuff. From the moment I see him, I can tell that he was treated terribly, he was beaten, and I think Casey probably really feels like he failed him in that way.
I think the thing that was most important is they have him. He's breathing, he's okay.
Monica has been given a sort of baptism of tragedy. Beth is sort of opening up to the danger of being part of this family.
We're gonna lose this place, you know.
What Beth is turning into is someone who is the protector. She's becoming someone who really sees the layers of what's going on. She's seeing how bound her father is to this land and how he will do anything to protect it because he thinks that is what's right for his family. And actually, it's come at quite a tragic cost to his family. And he can't see it, but Beth can.
Dabney was really, you could just see all the professionalism that he had during the course of his career and trying to resurrect it right at the moment we were all working, and it was a beautiful thing to see.
I always love reading that stuff, the flashbacks and things like that, because it just informs so many things that I didn't even know.
This is such a long game of a show. We're so used to having payoffs quick. We want to know everything quick. Taylor Sheridan doesn't do that. He makes you confused, he makes you fall in love with these characters, he makes you hate these characters, and then things start to get revealed where we can really understand where their hearts are or where their trauma is.
Taylor prepared us enough with the things that we needed to know for what we were playing to make sense, but I think as he's coming up with more of this world and going deeper into these characters, we get to kind of discover that as well, and that's always really fun.
What Taylor has done over the last, couple of years is shown Rip, Beth, and now, you're seeing John. And he's a pretty dynamic character, so to see his past is very important, I think, to the story.
And to see John Dutton Sr. talk to him about protect this land no matter what, he's bound to his own father.
The love of the land is in John's bones. You can't put the fire in somebody. It runs as deep with John as it's run with anybody in the Dutton clan.
Season 2 is incredibly intense and emotional and high stakes and violent.
It's an all-out war.
Season 3, it has a very different feel to it. We're shooting it right now.
It's good to be back. I mean, it's a really beautiful place to shoot.
It's crazy that this is our job.
After having such a whirlwind of a season 2, the audience is really going to enjoy it, to sit with these people for a second.
Knowing Yellowstone and more so Taylor Sheridan, there will definitely be a new villain in town.
Yeah, more revelations and more of Rip and Beth.
There's so many different dynamics and colors to it.
I feel like it's a nice reset.
It feels like a different show, but in a great way.